What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to That Guy and What's His Name? George, how you doing tonight?
I am doing swell. How are you?
Not bad. I didn't hear a single second of it.
I know the music is a lost cause for you, but I still like having it on there.
I mean, on the playback, it sounds good. So it's just for me, for these couple of seconds, I'm just like,
You just got to jam out to the sounds in between your ears.
eh, different drums up here, man.
They might be out of tune. I don't know.
Can a drum being out of tune? That just means it's broke, right? Like if it's
No,
just
drum.
punctured.
You tune drums. I mean, I don't know how, but I know that you do. I think I told you we have people that we know. We they used to be more considered friends than what they are now, but the one guy is like a country artist and a bluegrass artist, and like has performed with like super famous people and had a Grammy nomination, things like that, right? Um, and he came over one time and helped us tune our drum set, which is the only reason why I know that you can tune a drum set. So
I just figured the
anyway,
fabric or whatever it is would get fatigued, and that would be have to replace over time.
yeah, I mean it does stretch, you know what I mean? But also part it's weird because some of the tuning is like, so like the bass drum, the big, like the kick drum, right? Like the with the pedal, whatever it's called. Like you actually stuff that with like towels, like on the inside, and you kick it, until you have that right pitch. So if you have it just
That's
completely
interesting.
by itself, it's a little like almost echoey, you know. So yeah, it's like a muffler inside. It's pretty neat. I wouldn't have done do that, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I
Oh, you know what? I didn't
remember.
pull up. Sorry. Good. I'll
No, I
pull
was just
this
gonna
up while
say,
you're
in
saying.
high school, we actually, in my high school, we had requirements to take some musical classes. Most of them were like a half credit, and I vaguely remember one of them being like an introduction to music itself, and we had gone over some instruments and like they had some in class, but being a high school, they were old, some of them didn't work, and it was just kind of like a visual thing, but we never got into like the real like mechanics behind any instruments, and I don't play any either.
In in fourth grade, we started our path to know which way we were going to go, right? Like in terms of music or chorus, right? Or like band or chorus. And they had all of the instruments in like in the gym or cafeteria, I can't remember, but there was tables everywhere. Maybe it was cafeteria. Um, and we went to like each station basically and tried to play the instruments. You know what I mean? Like just like a sample thing. And like you're in fourth grade, you don't know crap about crap, like whatever. I was so bad at that, like which everybody is bad, right? I was so bad at that where they were like, you should just do chorus. So like, and I enjoyed singing
Uh,
anyway. You know what I mean? Like, I still do. I sing in my car, I sing in the shower, all that stuff, right? But I did chorus from fourth grade all the way up into junior year of. I don't think I did it my senior year of high school. So,
See, man, like I'm so fucking weird because the first thing that I think about when you tell me that story is thinking back then, were the schools actually trying to like I don't even know, was it just a legit type of like teaching that they were doing back then, or they were literally trying to find the next Jimi Hendrix to get the prestige, saying, "Oh, he came out of this school." They're looking for like some kind of uh, savant in playing the keyboard or some shit, like because in any of my schooling aside from high school, and it was just a half credit, like they could give a shit about music or anything having to do with it.
yeah, I think honestly there was probably like a quota of numbers of kids in each thing, and they were just like, like how do I, whatever. I don't I don't think they were looking for the next anything out of my school. But I just clicked on the comments because I have to click on that for them to show. I forgot to do that. And hi,
The
Kelly.
actual
Kelly.
live
Kelly
comments.
is yeah. Kelly is our viewer right now, and she said, "I'll find out the info on the drums. My cousin played them for years." So that's cool. Cool. That's a new word. I just invented it, but it's cool. Yeah, cool. QWOOL. Cool. I don't want to use the K. I think the Q makes it cooler.
Cooler.
Yeah. Bueller. But we did have a comment on the last one, so I want to talk about that.
I thought you said nothing changed when you were looking at that.
What?
Nothing.
I don't know what you're talking about. Like an actual commenter on our last podcast. Because the one before that, we didn't have any actual commenters because we only had the live comments. You know what I'm saying?
No, I know, but I thought you said, never mind. Just go ahead. Doesn't matter. Irrelevancy.
Okay.
Anyway.
I'm confused. I'll play it back and be like, oh, I know what he was talking about. But as of right now, I have no
it's fine.
All right. So Nick was the commenter, and he said, the ending when Kyle called you out for the name was hilarious. Funny how it took 55 minutes for either of you to catch it. So in your defense, you have it zoomed in. You don't even see it.
Yeah, I don't.
So it was literally in front of me. When you sign on to this, it's right there. Like I literally just didn't pay attention. I'm so used to seeing that name in all of the things that I do every day. You know what I mean? That like it didn't resonate with me that it didn't belong there. You know?
Since you're the admin, I don't know if you see it, but anytime that you send me that link and I accept it, it completely clears my display name. I have to re-put it in every time that we do this. So, I mean, it's repetition for me. I don't have to just hit OK.
Yeah, mine doesn't change. Funny. Mine's whatever I had it at.
That guy and Seriously Bad Gamer.
Yeah. I mean, I have a YouTube channel where I do my video games, but I don't even do that anymore because now all the ones I do, if I ever share a clip, I share it on this anyway. So I just it'll say like in the title something about what's his name, but when you look at the screen, it says Seriously Bad Gamer because that's my Call of Duty tag. You know.
Do you tag the what's his name in it?
I don't know how to tag it in the clip from PlayStation, but I post it here. So I mean, you know, on this YouTube channel.
Oh, I was thinking like a TikTok, like you did under Serious Bad Gamer, but then you tagged your other account on it.
I gotcha. No, I don't share anything to TikTok in terms of like video game stuff. You know.
What are you gonna do when it gets banned?
Tweet, Instagram, YouTube Shorts. Yeah, I mean, what else am I gonna say? Is there a different, cooler word than tweet?
No, it's just funny that like I didn't even know you had a Twitter.
I have a Twitter. I have multiple Twitter accounts. I have a Twitter for this. I have a Twitter account for my Seriously Bad Gamer. I have a Twitter account for my Seriously Bad Gamer Goes Thrifting. And then I also have another Twitter account, which I'll announce to the world here so that everybody will know that it's me, even though I never told anybody that it was me. You know who Stone Mountain is, right? The streamer.
He's a streamer, right? Yeah.
I've talked to you about him before, right? So he's my favorite streamer. But so he like when you comment, if you share, if you in Facebook you give stars to the streamer, right? It's like $5 for like 5-star, whatever the thing is. If you donate at least $5, your comment gets read aloud by like an AI female voice who he's named Sally, right? So like Sally will say like whatever the person typed, you know what I mean? Like, and it's on air, you know, like whatever you hear every time. So I created a Twitter account, and my Twitter account is Sally Mountain 64. So like I'll tweet, and I haven't done it in a while, but I'll tweet like a comment about the show or something like that, and I'll tag him. He's responded to like 2 different things that I tweeted, which is kind of funny. Yeah.
I just want to say too, like kind of off topic but relevant. I knew Stone Mountain years ago before streaming became a thing, where he used to make videos of him playing online, and he used to talk like a military guy. He was like, "We got a bogey at 6 o'clock," and KIA, bogey is KIA. He used to do those fucking videos. Yeah. That's where I know him from all those years ago. I don't know him as a streamer.
Yeah.
But I think it's funny. I told you what happened to my Twitter, right? I think I told you. Did I tell you with the NFT bullshit?
Oh yeah, you got hacked. Yeah.
Like, so for those who don't know, I had a Twitter when Twitter came out, and everybody was like, it's the next best thing. But for me, I hated it because I really just didn't like the interface, how it worked on the phone versus Facebook. Facebook integrated onto the iPhone beautifully compared to how Twitter did back then. So I just never used it. I had an account, I had a bio all set up, I had a picture in there, whatever. I had followed a few friends, and I think I had a few things tweeted, but I deleted it years ago at this point now. And I ended up getting an email saying that, oh, your Twitter had been logged into somewhere in, I don't even think it was in the United States. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I better go, because it's like Facebook. You can't delete it, it just gets deactivated. So I go in there and I recover my password and I go through and I actually log into it, and my bio now, the little like description is this NFT thing. This has a whole description. It's got links. It's like, come buy our NFT or whatever. They changed the profile picture. And so I look at the tweets and they've been tweeting about these NFTs. So I thought it was funny. So I ended up taking the password back. I changed it. I put it up a couple, the two-factor authentication or whatever, and deleted the shit that they had, and then I deleted Twitter again. But that shit was funny.
I do not use it that often, but I do post things from time to time on it. I got big onto it when I was trying to buy the PS5s all the time. I got a bunch of different like Twitter alerts when it went live somewhere else.
Yeah, you would send me a few of them too.
Yeah,
like so, GameStop and Walmart alerts.
Yeah, so many alerts, but that was crazy time.
I don't know. I'm a visual person more than like a textual person. That's why I don't read very often. So like Instagram and Facebook, we're just well above Twitter. I know you can have pictures on there. It's not the main attraction to it. But yeah,
it's very like concise too. You know what I mean? So
they still have the character limits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't think TikTok's going anywhere anyway. Personally, I don't think there's legal precedence to actually get rid of it. When you like the government's, like the people who are pushing this, they're completely ignorant to what they're talking about. It's just something to get people riled up, kind of like what we were talking about last episode. So you start saying these things and you make them into something that becomes real to people, and then like,
well, first of all, that's TikTok in a nutshell, doing exactly that.
Yeah, but TikTok is way more on the liberal side. So it's like liberal propaganda. It's all, like all stuff that way, where the worst case scenario is that people love each other more. You know what I mean? Like it's it's so over the top liberal that like, okay, what's going to happen? People are going to accept people's rights more. You know what I mean? It's not like they're not going to come down and be like, these people need to die because they're different than me. It's a way different, less harmful propaganda, I guess you would say.
I'm not speaking of the political part of it. I'm speaking of the stupid part of it. Those videos that people put out of completely wrong information, and they just millions and millions of views and reshares, and that's the shit I'm talking about. And that was like bread on TikTok.
Yeah. But even that stuff, like that kind of misinformation is just kind of stupid and funny. It's not harmful. You know what I mean? In terms of,
it's not harmful to you and I because we're not idiots. But the fact that it's been viewed so many times and shared so many times says otherwise to me.
I mean, it might be harmful in terms of like the dumbification of people in our country, for lack of a better word. Legitimately. But to get,
that was ironical.
Yeah. To be like, okay, this person legitimately thinks that like turkeys were imported from the land of Turkey, which is why they're called turkeys. You know what I mean? Or something crazy like that, right? Like if we were to like start that TikTok and make that a thing and be like, some kid is going to tell his mom, did you know that turkeys, and all the mom is going to do is be like, "You're an idiot." You know what I mean? Like that's the harm that's going to come from that, or other friends that he tells, and they're going to be like, "You're a moron." You know
No,
what I
the
mean?
harm the harm is the fact that if you and I made it, interesting enough, we could profit off of it significantly.
Yeah, but even so, like, who cares? I don't have a problem with making money off of stupid people. I really do. I don't like. There's no victim in this. You know what I mean? Like, there's no other than someone feeling dumb, which they feel appropriate because they're dumb. You know what I mean? But when it becomes like a video of about somebody who, like, because let's say someone shoots somebody and the person who shoots somebody was gay. Now the video is like, it's statistically proven that homosexuals have a higher anger threshold where they, you know what I mean? Like, and they come out with like this crazy stat that is completely inaccurate, and people run with that. That's not, like, that's just people wanting to justify, you know what I mean? Or people want to embrace like that kind of thing. And that's where, things start to get like, hey, this isn't like a joke. People, even though that person who said it is like, watch all these idiots, right? But people grab onto these things and they believe them, and that's where like so much of this hate in our country comes from, things like that. So, I mean, could you imagine if the politicians were like, there's too much misinformation politically on TikTok, so we got to shut it down? You know what I mean? Too much violence is coming from TikTok, but that's not what they're saying. They're not worried about the violence that it's causing. They're not worried about the misinformation. They're worried about Chinese getting our secrets. Like, did you see any of the not trial, but the, whatever they're calling it, the meeting that they had? And I'm sorry, I can't think of the proper name, but like where people
The answer is
from,
no.
okay, well, like, I guess it was the Senate, maybe it was the House, but they were like interviewing people from TikTok, right? And one of the things was like, is your phone connected to the internet while you're on TikTok? And the person's like, it doesn't have to be. You know what I mean? Like, or to your Wi-Fi, I think is what he said. And he goes, it doesn't have to be. He's like repeating the question, the answer asked again, and the guy's like, if your Wi-Fi is turned on your phone, then it's connected to your Wi-Fi. But he's like, no, is TikTok directly connected to your Wi-Fi? And the guy's like looking at him like how dumb are these people who are responsible for, like, creating laws for our country? Like, how
Dude,
dumb?
it reminds me of the whole Facebook thing. Do you not remember that Facebook trial? And they're
Oh
asking
yeah.
Zuckerberg, like, I hate the fucking guy. He bans me for something stupid. That's why I hate him. So it's a legitimate reason. But like, they're asking him the dumbest fucking questions, and he's sitting there like this, like, is anybody else hearing this, or is it just directed at me? It's like, are you fucking kidding me? And you see it all the fucking time. That dumbass Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial. You saw a bunch of the clips of that, and the incompetence in that fucking room.
That was great. That
It makes
was
you
must
feel
see
wonderful.
TV.
God forbid you ever have to be in a courtroom for anything, that you're going to be heard properly, or they're going to understand what you're trying to say, or like you're going to be able to answer the ridiculous question that they fucking ask you, because they're just looking for you to fuck up so they can go about their day, so they
Mm-hmm.
can be like, ah, well, that's wrong, and move on to the next.
The lack of basic understanding of how the internet works was on full display. Did you share the thing today about the like them finally having, like, offering tampons at the, like, House store, like the House and the Senate and the government? Did you see
I
that?
haven't shared anything in months on Facebook.
I don't remember who said, but it's like a little meme, and it has like a picture of all the women, like, that are in Congress, or whatever they're in, whatever house, whatever Senate, whatever it is. I don't know. I don't remember. But like, they had all of the women, and they're all old except for one person, which is now why they're offering tampons, because only one person needs them, because every other woman is past that part of their life. Like, to think about just the age, it has nothing to do with men or women, just the age of most of the people. Like, it's just astounding to me that we just continue. Check off the box. What does it say next to it? Republican incumbent, check. Democrat incumbent, check. You know what I mean? We're like, yep, I'm going to just keep voting party lines and all of these, like, what we would think of as lower level, elections, even though if we were conditioned or taught properly throughout school the importance of elections, instead of like, oh, the election every 4 years, the presidential election, that's not how change happens. The president can only do so much. Like, if you have a house divided, you don't have enough votes to make laws, like that, nothing can change, right? But we don't vote. We don't care about any of the lower level stuff. But that's where most of our laws come from. It's kind of astounding, really, if you think about it.
Tragic.
We're so uninformed. Huh?
Tragic comedy.
Yeah, we're just all so uninformed. There's no such thing as a non-biased news. CNN I like to watch because it fits my my agenda, so to speak. It supports my beliefs. Same thing for Fox, the other way, supports those beliefs. Watch the BBC. That's what you need to watch. Watch the BBC, talk about America, and realize we are so screwed up, and everybody's laughing at us from outside.
Even harder than they were 2 years ago.
I'm worried about tomorrow. What's happening tomorrow? Tomorrow, supposedly anyway, Trump is turning himself in. Have you heard about this? Mm-hmm. So he's being indicted. So he's going to be arrested. First time it's ever happened in the history of our country that a former president's been indicted. And he's going to go to jail. And he's already posted about, like, protests, in quotes, like just like how it was like protest on January 6th. Mm-hmm. So he apparently already flew his plane into New York today at some point, and that was like covered on CNN. Tracy was telling me. And I don't know what's going to happen, like what people are going to do. They're crazy about him, and he's going into New York. So I don't know. Everybody feels justified for doing whatever the thing is.
Just like they felt last time.
Yeah, man. It's scary. The amount of hate that people have and the passion for that hate. It's tough. It's tough bringing up kids in this environment, man. Like my kids can't understand, why people hate people. They don't get it. There's no, because someone's different than you, I should hate them. Because I don't understand them, I should hate them.
Adults don't get it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but adults do it. You know what I mean? Adults do it. Kids do it when they see their parents do it.
We get a comment?
Yeah, I'm just reading it. So Kelly wrote, only no news/journalism should be supporting any one belief. It should be purely facts, whether anyone likes it or not. This is true. It should be, but there isn't one. Everyone is biased. I do watch multiple. If I'm interested in something, I don't want to be completely clouded. You know what I mean? So I'll watch CNN. I'll get the thing that like I mostly agree with, and then I'll watch even Fox to see if they're saying anything that I can be like, okay, that makes sense. To me, Fox is just way more right than CNN is left, but they're still biased. NBC is biased, CBS is biased, ABC is biased. They're all biased, you know. So, but that's why I say, like, honestly, watch the BBC. You know, we have the BBC in America. You know that's on like every cable, provider. So
I'm sure it's equally as depressing in other ways.
I mean, yeah, it is. It is depressing, but it's reality, though. You know, like just I don't know. Makes me sad.
I don't know, man. I'm past the sad point. I just see so much of it, and I don't have what you have anymore in seeing the good in people. The good is the minority nowadays, in my opinion. And
I
it's
think.
it's fucking awful when you go from that point when, and I'm speaking from personal experience. I'm not speaking for you or anyone
Mhm.
else, but like when you go from that point where the shitty people is unexpected and it's few and far between, to the point where now that's the norm, and every once in a while when you get that really nice gesture, you're like, what the fuck? Like you're actually
Mhm.
irritated by it. And it sounds funny and I make jokes about it and we've made jokes about it before, but at the end of the day, it's like when you really sit down and think about that dynamic and that switch, it's fucking depressing, man.
Yeah. So she said, I mean, I get that, but I also believe they're different wings on the same bird. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like they're all biased, So I don't really care if someone's like, well, I only watch Fox or I only watch CNN. Like they're all misleading. They're all doing the same thing. It's whatever agenda they're trying to push, and they all have their justification for it, you know. And the people who want to hear what they're saying are the people who can use that and agree with their justification, you know. Um, but like I started to talk to you about it, but I didn't want to talk about it before the podcast. So this whole like woke, anti woke um, kind of crap that's out there. Um, I can't understand the anti woke movement that's out there. The like, I mean, if hopefully someone can explain it to me better than how I perceive it to be, because to me the anti woke means anti empathy, anti love, anti support. Um, because someone's different than me, I guess I'm woke because I see the value in human life, even if they are different than me. I see the value in a transgendered person. I feel that they have something to offer, and I feel like there's no there's nothing in me that says you're different than me, so I don't understand you, so I hate you. I don't possess that gene. I hate people on their own actions. I hate people because their stupidity in front of me. It has nothing to do with what they look like, who they are, or anything like that. You know,
I can't
um,
speak on the current, like right now, when you talk about woke and anti woke, but when that word was first thrown around about people, it wasn't about it. When you were woke, you were somebody who you were above the political propaganda, all that bullshit. You were awake. You weren't a sheep. So like as a
mhm,
joke, the whole birds aren't real thing. Like if you were sitting there like birds are drones made by the government in the 50s, you were woke. That's what you were considered because you were above. Everyone thinks that everything that we deal with is a simulation. It's all broken down by it's whatever we're supposed to do that day. There's no way around it. We have to do what the government tells us. You know what I mean by that? Like, so that was when the woke and anti-woke was like when it first started, that word
mhm.
was thrown around. It may evolve into something different today. I can't help you on the explanation on that, but that's what it was when I
Yeah,
first heard those words.
it definitely has evolved from that. It is more a left and right thing now. Like the word woke. If you say you're woke, if you use that expression, you're left. If you say anti woke, you're right. Like far right, far left. You know what I mean? So like I think it's stupid to have a title like that anyway. But my whole point on this is you're getting a lot of anti woke, quote unquote, from like super left, super right wing conservative Christians, right? And we've talked about religion on this show before, on this podcast before, and I grew up going to church every weekend. You know, like I was saved when I was 14. I made the decision myself. You know, I can remember these things, you know, and I can remember the influence that religion had on me, but it did not ever provide me with any kind of prejudices. It did not ever tell me that this people who are gay are evil, or like I don't think we even ever talked about transgender because back then it really wasn't something that I was even aware of, you know. But even though obviously there were transgender people back then, transgender people date back to like the earliest civilization, the earliest records of humankind. There's evidence of transgender people. So like this is not a new philosophy, right? But it's newer to someone who is like small town America, you know what I mean? Like when I was growing up, it wasn't prevalent. But like all of the Christian values that I was taught, not that I saw in people, because part of that is why I'm not religious now, because of people, not because of like the religion, you know, but like that whole love thy neighbor, you know, and I forget the exact quotes from, so I don't really care, but it like the stuff that has to do with like, well, because then people can be like, oh, you misquoted, and I don't give a shit. Like honestly, like it's all based on idea anyway. Like so, the verbatim stuff is stupid, but like the weak shall inherit the earth, you know, that kind of thing. Like and God, like in the Bible, it talks about how like the weakest will be first in heaven, kind of thing. You know, like because they're more pure than like the rich, you know, like or the poor shouldn't like whatever he says. But like all of that mentality that you're taught it in Sunday school. You know, love your neighbor, help out, like you know, feed people who need food. You know, like all of this stuff that you're taught. The whole anti-woke movement and this whole push for this like anti-socialism stuff is like dead on opposite of every religious upbringing that I ever had, right? Like anything that I was taught from the Bible, none of it is reflective in any of their movements. None of it. Like judge not lest ye be judged. That's like the most famous freaking quote ever, and all anybody does is judge. Like God clearly and like in the Bible, if you take this as God's word, it's clearly stated that no one else on this planet is supposed to make a judgment on whether or not someone is going into heaven than God. No one. So by shunning everybody who's different than you, or by saying you don't understand, like you're legitimately like spitting in the face of the one being that you're trying to praise. You know what I mean? Like it is a direct hypocrisy in your teachings, and I cannot understand it. You just pick and choose some words in this book to demonstrate why you should hate somebody.
I think it's been written so many times.
It's the shittiest kind of human being that you can ever come across, in my opinion.
That's the most human being thing, to twist things to your favor, and 100%. That's the most human thing that I can think of. What they're doing right there, and like I just said, how many times has it been rewritten to fit the narrative more of what they're trying to push every few hundred years?
Yeah. Kelly also said that mine is more that the whole system is broken. We've been doing this and it doesn't work. This country is utterly broken by division, and neither side is actually helping to correct the issue. This is true. I've said for a long time we need at least a 3-party system. I also think that if we could somehow instill at least a multiple party system, more than 2, if we could, and I think Canada does that, but if we could do a thing like where after the presidency term, that same party cannot be elected for the next presidency. You know what I mean? Like to make sure that we are speaking for the people. I don't know. I don't know if that works or not, but like something needs to be different. Um, this whole two-party system, it is a complete failure because we can't get things done. And the problem is, like I said on the last episode, most of America is in the middle. Most of us can agree on some of the stuff left and some of the stuff right, and like most of us can be there for the good of the people. And I know what you said about like the minority being good people. I still don't think that's true. What I think happens is the people with the loudest voices are the only people that get heard, so we only hear all of these loud negative voices, which those loud negative voices may influence some other people to be their worst version of themselves, right? So maybe Susie down the street didn't have one opinion one way or the other, but then was influenced by somebody and now feels comfortable, in line telling somebody they don't belong here or something, or where's your papers, right? Like where 10 years ago they never would have said that. They would have kept their racist opinions to themselves.
Well, see, that's why I feel like they're the minority, right? When you talk about how most of America is in the middle, and I agree with you, what all that silent, hateful person needs is one singular other person to feel like they do or say something audibly that they agree with, and then they're won over 100% on that side. They could give a fuck about the other half that they were teetering on because they were doing that because they were tiptoeing around the minefield around who they interact with at work, who they interact with in their social life, who they in their family, maybe their intimate life. And then they just needed that one other person. It could have come from somebody they know or somebody complete stranger who says this, and there they are right then and there. And that was the whole Trump thing when that first
just know
came around.
There's completely hard to say this shit.
You're gonna have to say it again for me because you broke up.
Yeah, this whole thing just like looped. It was really weird.
Yeah.
But I was just saying what you were saying. Just one person, like you said, one vote of confidence, like somebody sharing that same opinion as you. All of a sudden, you are empowered. That's where all these Karens came from. Like we never had that. We had the one crazy lady in the town who was like a get off my lawn kind of person, but we never thought of like a Karen. You know what I mean? Like that was never a thing back when I was a kid. It was just stay away from that one weird lady, the one mean lady. Now it's so many people that we have a name for it. Nick says trust no one, especially the news. Yeah. Yeah,
dude. So like, I wish I could. I don't wish I could because it's fucking awful. But with the new job and the schedule and everything, I haven't had any interactions with people for a while now, and it's been fucking great. Let me tell you. I just went to the store right when I woke up. I woke up at like 8:20 tonight, and then went to Stop and Shop down the street, and there was no one there. It was just fucking up and down the aisles real quick, grab my shit and leave. It was wonderful. But yeah, and at work, I'm isolated. I'm not around anybody. It sucks, but at the same time, I'm not talking to people who in my head, I'm like, this person's a piece of shit, or whatever.
Yeah.
I know all that you're talking about because I've seen it. I just personally recently haven't had anything myself to bring up.
Yeah.
For better or for worse.
Justin said the internet gave them a hidden platform and too much confidence. That's true. The internet,
it increases every single year.
Yeah. Yep. It's definitely,
there's people who just live to go on the internet to start fights and start shit, and that's all they do all day long.
Yeah. People are so comfortable being shitty people. They're totally good with it. And a lot of it is this internet thing, like where there's no face to go with the comments. It's just like, like a keyboard warrior, telephone tough guy, right? Like these people who there's no attachment to. I was doing a bunch of stuff out and about today, and I was listening to Stone Mountain You know, I had like the phone up and the stream was going, and he reads aloud some of the comments that people write that like whatever. And this one dude was like, "Dude, this is so boring. All you're doing is talking. Like where's your high kill games?" And that's kind of his thing, man. He talks the entire time. He gives pointers. He tells people about like which weapons with the strategy he's using. He's like, dude, he goes, "Do you know what Google is?" He's like, "Search another streamer." Like he's like, find somebody else that is what you're looking for. Like why are you being such a jerk to me? Like he had over 2,000 people watching his video, and this one guy's like you suck. Like, okay, I suck, but like he really could be like, dude, like, well, my bank account doesn't suck because you know how many subscribers I have that pay me $5 a month just to be able to put a sticker on their comments.
That's how I would be. My first fucking comment would be like, "What do you do for a living? What's your salary?"
Yeah.
I sit at home all day long and fucking make my own schedule, and this is what I fucking make, and it's probably double what you make. So
yeah,
you can go fuck yourself.
Even if he didn't make more, like, dude, I'm doing exactly what I love. Like, I'm doing exactly what I love. I'm playing games for a living. I'm having fun every single day of my life doing this. I'm interacting with other streamers. I'm having a laugh. Like, it's like I'm having so much fun. And all you're doing is sneaking in 5 minutes of your lunchtime to watch a stream and comment. You know what I mean? Like, okay. It just
go back to your desk.
Yeah, exactly. Go make somebody else more money. So, but yeah, I don't know. I like the thing is, you talk about like those people that you see in that say something and stuff like that. Like just walk into Walmart one day or any big store like that, right? Walk around and just notice how many people there are in the store, right? And then realize the stories that you tell me about your time there are really just about one person, right? Like one complete asshole in the store, or maybe a couple people, like if they were like together or whatever. Like, but like when you look at the ratio of people, like I'll go through Walmart and I'll be looking for stuff, whatever, and I'll give you just a stupid example, right? I'll come out like a little too fast, and there's a person right there. I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry," like whatever. And I'm like, "This place needs like traffic lights, something like that." And they laugh, and they're like, "Nothing," we move on. Like there was no shitty person in that interaction. Like that still is the norm. It's just the other people that don't fall into that category. Like I said, their voices are so loud. We see them. There's video footage of Karens all the time. We just see it so much that it feels like, I think that it just feels bigger than it actually is in terms of like the whole. So like I still do look for that. I still do try to find, like these like people that I can just like nod to. You know what I mean? Like I do that so many times a day. I just see another dude. I don't know him. I do that. He does that, and we just keep going.
Like I love that for you, and I hope you never lose that. But I'm a pessimist by design. And like that story you just brought up about, almost running into somebody. Yeah, okay, they weren't a shitty person in that situation. And I'm at the point now you're shitty situation until proven otherwise. And I always grew up and it was always, I give 100% respect to somebody unless they deserve less or they prove that they need less or more. Trust somebody until given a reason not to, and all the things associated with that, but not anymore.
I mean, I feel like I respect every person like right away, and then like kind of what you said, like
yeah, it goes up and down from there.
But I do I have conversation like with my kids about certain things. So like let's say somebody did something, like a kid did something that was kind of crappy in school, right? Hurt my kid's feelings or something, or my kid wasn't comfortable with it, whatever. And I talked to them, like, okay, look, that was crappy, right? Like it is crappy, but like you've gotten along with this kid for however long, couple years now, like whatever. One crappy action, like one shitty action, doesn't make a shitty person. Like I've done shitty things, my kids have done shitty things. Like I'm not above. Like I make mistakes. You know what I mean? I've said things when I was mean, like mad or upset, and like I've been a dick, you know. But I don't think as a whole I'm a shitty person, you know. So like I try to give that kind of perspective. Some people are just shitty people. I'm not going to pretend that everybody's like got like something good to offer. They might have at one point in their life, but they have curmudgeoned themselves through time and become like
Spell that
that's
for
who
me.
they are. THAT. But anyway, and I love you, so that's good, right?
I like
I
you
mean,
too.
that's hurtful, man.
Listen, I'm the one who said "love you, bye" on the
I
last recording, so
know,
I don't
I
want to fucking
know.
hear it.
So now I'm like all vulnerable, and I'm saying it, and you're like, yeah, that's all right.
You know I love you, man.
I mean, it feels kind
If
of
we were doing our studio
forced
time, I'd fucking kiss you right now. But
on the lips.
wait, hold on.
Good timing.
I don't know where my chapstick went. I was gonna reapply. Oh, it's right here.
There you go.
Burt's Bees.
Moist.
I can't get the cap off. Fucking useless.
Anyway, now that we've brought the temperature down.
It's fine, dude. Speaking of temperature, I was just fucking Kelly was showing me it's like in the 70s during the day there and like the 60s at night. It's fucking 60s here and the 20s still at night. I think Wednesday it's going to be like 29 degrees. Can
Right
you fuck
now,
off?
it's 54 degrees here. And it was in the set. I think it hit 70 today. Perfect.
It's bullshit.
Man.
Bullshit.
I played basketball today. So my knee
how's
was
your
good.
fucking knee? Yeah.
My knee was good. I'm not feeling any of that pain anymore. It went away. The first 2 or 3 days after I was taking the steroid, I had to take the other pain, the actual pain medicine that they gave me.
Mm-hmm.
That killed it right away. And that was good. But it's max 5-minute drive from the basketball courts to my house. So I'm only playing with Emerson. Emerson's 12 years old. Emerson and two of his buddies, right? Like I'm not doing much. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of messing around, whatever. We played a little 2v2 and I was having fun with that. And then a couple of like one kid left. We played a couple of like 1v1v1 type of games, I learned a new game today. I'm 45 years old and I learned a new game. It's called like two bounce or something like that, where like you have an order of shooting, like kind of like how horses, you like follow the person, whatever. So somebody shoots the ball, it hits the rim, you have to shoot the ball where the second bounce was, like wherever the second bounce goes, you got to shoot it. If you make it 2 points, then you shoot free throws until you miss that are worth 1. Like that's pretty cool, So we played that, and then like I'm kind of a jerk because like I don't care if I'm beating 12-year-olds. Like, so like I won that game, but I should have. Like, I'm way like, I mean, no one's playing defense or anything. They just got to shoot. You know what I mean? But like, I'm a short, fat white dude from the '90s. Of course, I learned how to shoot.
I don't let anybody win anything, dude.
I don't.
If you beat me, you legitimately beat me. I never have. Like when playing in the pool league, my brother's always like, "Oh, I hate playing, a female who's like lower than me." And they put me up against a couple of women who were my same skill. Well, my skill level per the APA. I'm definitely higher than what I'm rated just because I played outside of their ranking system, so I have that experience. But it's just fucking pushed her shit in every single time. I don't care.
Kelly says, "Okay, but we've had some intense winds, so it's felt way cooler." Yeah. That wind, there is still a chill in the wind. So that does drop the temperature a good bit.
She's in Virginia. It's like it was like 80 degrees. She showed me. It was like 77.
Yeah. But that's before the chill in the wind. That
okay,
northern
70.
wind.
70, yeah.
70 is beautiful. I'll take 7.
That was
I wish I could live in a place that was 70 year round.
Well, I was just gonna say I went to North Carolina. This was years ago for like a dirt bike trip, and we went for a week, and it was like early spring, I'd say, like for here. And every single day, not a single cloud in the sky. It was beautiful, blue skies, 80 degrees, never changed. But at night, when the sun finally went down, it was a fucking rainforest downpour for like 5 hours. But then when you woke up, it was all gone, 80 degrees and sunny again. It was like that for the whole week, but that was real nice.
That's cool.
What are you typing?
I just clicked the banner to update the banner because I forgot to do that last time. Now it's the one that's like, hey, see, you're still watching. Don't forget to hit that like button.
I'm too zoomed in, can't see it.
I know, but I got a whole thing up here. I got the comments up here. I got the little side banner over here that I got to do stuff on. You know. She said, well, I feel like I've been in Oz the last few days.
Yeah. The prison?
Yeah, the prison. Oh. Kyle.
I don't understand.
That's your only Oz reference, the prison. From an HBO show from like 15, 20 years ago. That's your reference. Which, by the way, was a fantastic show.
Never seen a single episode.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. I just know of it.
It was a good show. She wrote Scarecrow. And then it's hard for me to see the little faces.
What, the Batman villain?
Stop speaking.
I've never seen The Wizard of Oz full through.
Oh my God. How I don't even know what to say to you. We watched The Wizard of Oz every single year. It came out, I don't remember what channel, maybe ABC or CBS. Every single year it was an event. It was on like middle of the week. It's a long ass movie, and we would watch it every single year for probably for 10 years. And it was like a family. It was a family. I loved it. And then the other thing that we used to watch, and it was done like the same time of year, I think it might have been like the next 2 nights, was The Sound of Music.
Never seen that.
Nick said, "Are you even a real person, Kyle?"
I resemble that remark, Nick.
Yeah.
The only thing I ever did watch like that every single year religiously was Christmas Story.
That's the best one.
And now to this day, I fucking hate that movie. Bro, when they play it 24 fucking hours and it's like the only thing that you do as a family during like Christmas, it fucking sucks. Okay?
No.
Yeah.
No, it brings me so much joy to have that on the TV while like unwrapping presents or whatever, like just to have that playing in the background. Like I can't tell you the last time I watched that movie from beginning to end because it's wherever, like it's just on the entire night and like the next day, and you just have it on. So sometimes you're sitting and watching it, sometimes you're doing other things. You know, like I've probably seen like the goddamn Pumpuses like 50 times in one day without actually seeing the movie. Those dogs. Or Randy hiding under the sink, crying, and the mom opens up the little cabinet, and she's like, what are you doing in there? And he's like, Daddy's gonna kill Ralphie. It's good shit. They had a new one, The Christmas Story Part 2 this year. Came out.
This year?
This past year. Yeah. It was good. It was set up like it was the same characters, same actors, which was cool. And the father had just passed away, and he came back into town, you know, like, and it was kind of set that, you know, so good stuff. So Kelly said, "Yo, I was traumatized by those flying monkeys. Those monkeys were badass." And then Nick said, "You don't have to watch it for 24 hours. Like you don't have to sit in front of the."
Yes, you
And
do.
Nick just said spoiler alert for A Christmas Story too.
Oh yeah, wow, Dick. Can't believe you
I mean,
fucking did that.
that's in the trailer. That's not a spoiler alert. The whole premise is he's coming back to town because the father died. I didn't tell you one part of the movie, Nick. I turned my sound off.
Yeah, I've been hearing it all
No one-
fucking recording.
No one wants to hear it. If I would have heard it earlier, I would have stopped it, but I'm going deaf.
Professional AF.
Yeah, no. Have you seen the show?
It was. I guess I didn't say it sarcastically enough. I will work on that next time. My apologies.
Yeah, you should apologize for the show.
Professional AF. Was that a little better?
I don't know.
The moment's passed.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. Funny guy.
You probably ruined A Christmas Story for the original for people who haven't seen it too.
You're dumb. And there's no way, even if you, like what you were saying was relevantly, like remotely true, that any of the information that I actually said wouldn't have ruined it anyway, because it told you nothing about the show.
What about Ralphie getting killed by Dad? Right then and there.
He didn't.
But they don't know that. Now you just fucking ruined it again.
No one thinks A Christmas Story is
Oh
about
my
a dad
God.
killing his child.
That's just because you may think that.
Kelly said it was the pop from Kyle's chapstick for me just now.
I couldn't get the fucking cap off. Fucking
See?
thing, man. That was better.
Well,
And I didn't even do the cap.
this thing went by fast tonight. It's 57 minutes in. That was crazy fast podcast.
Yeah, those are minutes.
You didn't feel fast for you? Well. Usually doesn't feel fast for me, but Tracy has to tell me it was fast. I feel like I'm
You're
like
dumb.
in a NASCAR event. It's like, and go. I got a time to beat.
You make a left turn here. You make a left turn here. And
Makes
if
sense.
you keep making left turns, you get a pretty good chance to win.
Nick said that's what she said.
Well, that was the point, Nick. That's why he
Yeah.
was fucking cheesing after he said it.
Cheesing. Kelly said it's always fast with a frowny face emoji. Are you talking to my wife? Tough crowd.
Is that a crowd? Two's a crowd. No, three's a crowd. We only got two. How many we got in there?
Oh, watching right now?
Yeah.
Two. I think
so it's
Justin
not a
dropped
crowd.
off a while ago.
So it's a pair.
Yeah.
What's less than a crowd? Gathering.
I would think a gathering would be probably the same amount as a crowd, just in a more organized. She said maybe she's cute.
Did she watch the live that you had with her?
I don't know, Kelly. Did you watch the live that I had with Tracy? You didn't have to have watched it live, but that episode. I'm just gonna stare at the comments and wait for it.
Yeah, I know. I was just gonna say we're just gonna wait. So.
Just be like,
Dude, she set it up in a stupid ass place, so you're just
uh,
like move the whole thing or like up.
Nick said, I hate people, but I love gatherings. And then she said, I
You
caught a
make no
tiny
sense.
bit. She said, I caught a tiny bit LMAO. No, that makes a lot of sense, actually. Gatherings are usually people who know each other, right? So, like, a crowd is usually a bunch of people that you don't know. I would much rather go to a gathering of people that I like, right, than I would ever want to be inside a crowd. If you're at a sporting event, it's a crowd.
I guess I'd just much rather not.
That's mean because people love you. And if there was a gathering of those people, Like if me,
Well-
Nick, and some of the other people from Best Buy that you know, and some of your other friends, we all got together and we're like, Kyle, come out. We're all here. You wouldn't want to be part of that?
Well, first of all, you're contradicting yourself because you love me. I'd rather just be here.
Then with us, that's hurtful.
Not that,
Just
not
saying.
that, than with you. Just,
Well, I mean, that's what we're talking
just
about.
here. Just
Yeah, but you rather is deciding over one over the other. So you're saying that you would rather be by yourself on your unmade bed. That's
It's
on a
fucking
bed.
made. First of all, you watch your mouth. That thing is
That is-
made always.
That is not a made bed. You
Yes.
might
No.
have covers
What
on
do
it,
you
but it
see?
is
What do
not
you see?
made.
What do you see of my bed right now? What do you see of my bed?
Wrinkled sheets or blankets, if that's a blanket.
Would they have to
but
be
it's-
fucking ironed every single day?
A made bed is something that's like put together. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not talking about the military.
Well, I pushed it over to sit, and it's gonna come back when we're done. This is 100% made. I just have like 67.
It's probably
pillows.
like 80% made.
No. I have I put down. I have my fitted sheet. Then I have a regular sheet. Then I have my weighted blanket, and then I have my comforter on top. This is a fucking process. Okay, it takes me half a fucking day. It's irritating, and the fact that it's a purple bed, it's a nightmare to fucking make. So this thing, I tuck it in, this shit gets made for like a week and a half. Okay, because I will put myself in the hospital trying to make this bed every couple days.
That's funny.
I fucking hate this thing.
Kelly said, "Okay,
love
but
it.
even
You should get one.
yeah." Kelly said, "Okay, but even a gathering of people you like sometimes still feels like a lot. Shower, hair, makeup, outfit, socializing is a lot."
I forgot
but
about my
Kelly-
makeup. Yeah,
Kelly, look who you're
see,
talking to. Like we both have no hair, so like this whole we both definitely don't have any.
I
makeup
just shave it. Okay, it fucking grows. I'm sick of you people telling me
First
that I'm
of all,
bald.
bro, you've already had this conversation on air.
It grows.
So go ahead, let it grow, and we'll see. We'll see your LeBron James hairline. All right, that's 7 miles back.
I had that growing up. Okay, I had the widow's peak at like 18.
Yeah, so you can say that it still grows. Yeah, me too. I got some that grows here. I got some that grows here. I got some that grows a little bit up there. So yeah, I could grow my hair too, but it's not gonna look pretty.
It grows everywhere, just thin.
Not everywhere.
I can still go up to you can see it
Bro,
right
you
there
can
a
see.
little bit.
I'm like tracing your head. You can see where your hair can grow and where it doesn't grow when you do that.
Well, because it's already growing. That's why I haven't shaved in a week.
Yeah, good.
That's
but
a
I'm
lot.
just saying it's visible, so you can see that you cannot grow a hairline. Like your
Okay,
hairline.
well, I'm
is
saying if
receding.
you look at a picture of me 20 years ago, my hairline was always up here, and that was from wearing fucking hats.
That's a misnomer. That's not true.
No, I
Kelly
showed
said-
you what it was true. Constantly doing this 24 hours a day because of a baseball tick that you developed.
Kelly said, "Nah, you hate that bed." I said, "I'm gonna remember that shit."
I tell her every time when I'm making this fucking thing, I hate it. But guess what? Either doing some extensive activity, working for a total number of hours, 15 hours a day, pulling something, waking up the next day with zero pain, 100% worth it.
Yeah.
Even if you slept 3 hours, 6 hours, 10 hours.
Okay. On that note, you love it. We get it. It's an hour and 4 minutes. Let's wrap this up. Banners.
Are you doing the music that I
Brand.
can't hear?
Not yet, but I'm putting it on. Feeding the ducks.
I like that one, and I can't fucking hear it. Nope.
All right, everybody. Thank you for
Thanks
a
for
great
watching.
night. Thank you, all our commenters, Justin, Kelly, Nick. We appreciate you guys. Maybe someday somebody else will watch one of these. But until then, I've had a great time with you guys. Appreciate the comments. See you next week.
You talking to
Talking to
me or
you.
you talking to them?
Talking to you. See you next week.
All right, man. Love you. Bye.
Okay. Love you. Bye. I had to click end twice.